This is The Mare Who Dared to Dream, When Belief Becomes Unstoppable, the story of Araya, a story by Joy Bliss Love. In a sun-drenched meadow at the edge of a quiet farm, where wildflowers nodded and the wind carried whispers of hay and summer, there lived a mare named Araya. Her coat shone like golden honey, and her mane rippled like sunlight caught in motion. But more than her beauty, it was her heart that glowed, a heart full of dreams. Araya dreamed of flying. Every morning she would gallop to the top of the hill and lift her gaze to the wide, endless sky. She watched the birds, swallows, starlings, and doves carve silver paths through the clouds, and she would whisper softly, "One day I'll join you there." Down by the fence, her friends would watch, curious, loving, but puzzled all the same. Bailey, the old farm dog, would tilt his head and say kindly, "You've got strong legs, Araya, but no wings." Tiger, the striped barn cat, would stretch lazily on the fence rail. "She's always chasing clouds," he'd purr. "Me? I prefer a sunny nap and a bowl of milk." And the sparrows in the oak would chirp and flutter, half amused, half inspired. But Araya only smiled. She believed that dreams were not bound by what others saw. They were written in the quiet language of the heart. Days turned to weeks, and weeks into seasons. Araya grew stronger, faster, wiser. Still, her dream glimmered like a star she could almost touch. Some nights, doubt crept close. The sky felt too high, the earth too heavy. But just when she began to waver, a breeze would brush her mane, soft and steady, whispering, "Keep believing." And she would. Each dawn she ran, chasing the horizon, chasing her dream. She ran not to escape the earth, but to find where her heart met the sky. Bailey would sometimes trot beside her, his tail wagging in quiet support. Tiger would watch from a fence post, pretending not to care, though his green eyes followed her every stride. One evening, the world changed. The sun sank low, painting the meadow in gold and rose. Then the air began to shimmer, heavy, humming, alive. Clouds rolled in, glowing pale silver, and the first drops of rain fell like crystal dust. The animals gathered near the barn, wide-eyed. "Strangest storm I've ever seen," muttered Bailey, his fur damp with mist. Tiger's tail twitched. "It's like the sky's awake." Araya stepped into the open field. The wind moved around her, not cold, but charged with light, alive with promise. It seemed to know her name. Her heart pounded. She looked up, and for the first time, the sky didn't feel far away. The wind swirled and whispered through the rain, "The sky is waiting." Araya took a trembling breath. She began to run, faster and faster, the earth blurring beneath her hoofs. The wind lifted her mane, wrapped around her like an embrace. Then it spoke again, soft as starlight. "You've always belonged here." She leaped, and this time the earth did not call her back. The wind caught her, lifted her, held her. Her hoofs left the ground. Her body rose, weightless, glowing in the silver light. She was flying. The clouds unfolded before her like a dream come true. The rain sparkled around her like falling jewels. Birds circled near, singing in wonder. Below, Bailey barked joyfully, his tail wagging so hard his whole body wobbled. Tiger stood frozen on the fence, eyes wide. "By every star in the sky," he whispered, "she's really doing it." Araya laughed, a sound pure and bright as sunlight breaking through storm clouds. She soared above the meadow, over the river and the fields, her spirit one with the wind. The sky welcomed her, not as a visitor, but as something that had always belonged there. When dawn came, the storm was gone. The sky stretched wide and blue, fresh as a new beginning. Araya stood once more in the meadow, her hoofs on the soft earth, her heart still soaring high above. Bailey trotted over and pressed his nose gently against her neck. "You did it," he said, his voice low with awe. Tiger purred, leaping down from the fence. "I'll never doubt you again," he admitted, though his eyes still sparkled with disbelief. The sparrows sang from the oak, their voices full of joy. Araya smiled, gazing at the horizon. "Once you've touched the sky," she said, "it never leaves you." And from that day on, the meadow was never quite the same. Bailey found courage to wander farther, exploring the edges of the farm. Tiger, though he'd never say it aloud, began to dream of chasing stars. And every creature who lived there learned to look up a little more often, because now they knew what once seemed impossible could one day rise on the wind. And every night, when the stars shimmered above the quiet fields, the animals would sometimes glimpse, or perhaps imagine, a golden mare galloping among the clouds. Her laughter would echo softly through the wind, carrying a single whisper down to the earth below. Dreams are not bound by what is. They are wings, waiting for courage. And somewhere, Bailey would lift his head, Tiger's tail would twitch, and the whole meadow would feel it, the heartbeat of a dream, still flying. This was The Mare Who Dared to Dream, When Belief Becomes Unstoppable, the story of Araya. If you'd like to keep this story close, you can find it as a beautifully designed PDF in the link in the description below. Something to gift a loved one, or to hold and reread whenever you need a little light. Until the next story, and remember, life is your canvas, and every day is a chance to create magic.